Hi guys, welcome back to GoPro Clips. Today I'm going to be going through a user guide for GoPro Studio, version 2.5.6. It's a free piece of software made by GoPro themselves. There's a couple of different names: Cineform, GoPro Studio, just tends to be the most commonly used one. Basically, it just allows you to view and trim, edit and export your GoPro videos using the MP4 files, so I believe you can use non-GoPro videos to actually put through the software and edit them to give you a video at the end, but recommended GoPro videos only. Downloadable free from the GoPro website. All you need to do is go to Shop, Software and App, click on GoPro Studio and hit download now. It then takes it to the download bar. I'm on Google Chrome at the moment, maybe slightly different for another internet browser. Just click on that and it takes you through the install wizard, and then you can get going. Once you've installed, all you need to do is import your file, so click here. It will bring up a box and you can simply click on the videos you want. So I've got here a selection of videos from a recent cycle ride I was on. So all you need to do is select one or two, click open, and it will just load it into the software. Okay, now the video is in, all you need to do is select the bits you actually want to import into the video itself. Obviously you've got the timeline, sorry not the timeline, the slide rule on the bottom here that you can view the whole video on. However, if you've got a long video that you've just been shooting all of it for, and you may want to recapture a certain bit of it, not all of it, all you need to do, take the slider along to where you want. So I'm just going to take it down to when I was flying down this hill, about here. Hit in, mark in. You can use the I on the keyboard, or you can just click on the symbol itself, and then drag the slider to the end where you want to stop, where you want the last part of the video to be. So I'm going to take it down when I finish racing down the hill, just to here. Going with the nice and simple scheme so far, it's now out to mark out, so either key O or again click on the symbol there. What you've now done is selected the bit of the video you want, so rather than having the whole 2 minutes 10 length video, no sorry 4 minutes 11 minutes video, we've got a video that is now 2 minutes and 10 seconds. It tells you just here duration 2 minutes 10 seconds 49, and it gives you the in and out points as well. Before you take the video into the edit suite, all you need to do is have a look at these advanced settings here, and it basically gives you a selection of settings that you can just fiddle around with. If you want to lower the resolution, just to downscale it, you can choose here. I'm going to run it at source, which is 1920 by 1080, filmed at 60 frames a second, but it gives you a slight reduction there of 59.94. Speed up, I've never used it, I'm not 100% sure, best just left off really, and obviously a quality selection, it always makes that nice and high to make it as good quality as possible. File format AVI, just leave that as it is. Remove fisheye, this depends on what you want to do. Obviously if you shot on a super wide angle, 2.7 super for example, 2.7K super, and you want to remove the fisheye effect, if you've done some close-up videoing, you can click that and it will just take the fisheye out, which would remove the bending of any objects. So for example, in my shooting video, the shotgun barrels look slightly bent. Obviously they're not, but depending on what you've been videoing, you can click that. And remember settings, I just always tick that to make sure that it knows what I usually want, but again, if you've got any specific videos that you need to change the settings of, you can either use that or not use it. Once we've done this, we're good to go, and on the bottom here, it will just basically, it saves the video you choose. So this 2 minute 10 second video will be saved to your computer, and if you want to give it a custom name, you can do that. So I'm just going to call it Racing Downhill. But this is a common thing that I found out recently, is that it does save every single one. If you've got a selection of 10, 15, 20 videos like these ones up on the side, they all get saved, and if you're finding you're losing hard drive space, check that, because it possibly could be that filling up your hard drive. So yeah, just make sure that's you're happy with that. Got the video here, you can sort of slide the sound up and down, and as I say, we're good to go. So all we need to do is add the clips conversion list, which is on the right hand side here. Click convert all, and basically what this is doing now is converting it from the MP4 file to an AVI file, ready for you to edit. And there's just a few settings there that just reminds you of what you selected, so source, import basically. Yeah, so we're just going to let that import, and I will see you when it's done. Just whilst we're waiting for that to export, there's one more thing which I could mention. Here you can load template on file, and basically what this does, it gives you a selection of GoPro timelines that are already set up. So for example, I used one, which one was it? It was that one there, and it gives you a length and the amount of cuts you can put into it. So this one's 1 minute and 54, and there's 25 cuts. So if you can create that, what that does, it adds here boxes for you to drop your own videos into. So rather than the GoPro one being there, you can remove those and just add in your own. It's a bit slow here whilst I'm still exporting the old one. I'll just show you this very quickly. Let me add a little bit of sound. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Probably not, maybe. No, only through my microphone. So we've got the GoPro video here, and as I say, you can just click on that, delete it, and it leaves the space there for you to just drop your own video over the top. The music's obviously already there as well, for you to use, and it does work. It's timed with the music really nicely. One of my Powdertown Forest videos used this one, and it's really, not cheating as such, but it does look good, and it's quite satisfying at the end once you've done it. So as I say, we'll just wait for this to export, and I will speak to you in a couple of seconds. Okay, now the video's done, we're ready to proceed to step 2. I did actually reselect the video because it was taking quite a while. I think it got a bit stuck, not too sure why, but I just took it a little bit off and halved it, so you'll notice that the duration is a lot shorter, but it's still a good video which we can use to demonstrate some features for the edit. So proceed to step 2, and it takes you into the actual edit suite. Again, a fairly pretty basic layout, to be honest. We've got the timeline on the bottom here, we've got some settings on the right, the 3 bars on the top still, and our video media selection on the left. Obviously audio is attached. We've got some title selections here, and any more media which we may want to include, which we'd have imported previously, maybe even saved. So you could use that to import the videos that get saved from here, if you've just exported them and use them at a later date. So to use the actual video, all you have to do is drag and drop into the timeline, and we can get going really. We've got a few settings here, so you can split the clip. So for example, if I want to add in some slow motion, apologies for the noise, if you want to add in some slow motion, you can split the clip, play it a little bit more, split the clip, sorry, pause it, and then split the clip again. So this sort of second segment, or whatever it is, 3 seconds, we can use to slow down. And we can use that using the speed select on the side here. Currently it was obviously 100%, and you can drop that down to 90, 81, or whatever you want to put. So I'm going to stick it to about 45%, and that will give us some pretty smooth slow motion, hopefully, from where it was filmed, as you can see here. One of the newest features of GoPro Studio is the flux, and this is basically where GoPro Studio, as it says here, optimizes smooth motion when making speed changes but drastically increases export times. So there is a bit of a result of using flux, but it is very, very good. So what you can do is drop the speed on even more, to maybe 15, enable flux, and it will fill in these gaps here at the end, where it's quite jumpy here. Obviously, I think, as I say, it was 60 frames per second. The actual video, so it does leave a gap in between each frame when you slow it down too much, and flux will fill this in, and it does look really, really good. There's some good demonstrations on the internet if you want to have a look around for them. Obviously when you slow down a clip, the sound gets switched off, which is shown here by this little speaker with the red line through it, because if you have it on, it's really either high pitch or low pitch noise, which you don't really want. So you can overlay music, which you can import again as media, but that's up to you what you want to do really. Going forward, you click on the little plus symbols here, which allow you to link the split clips together more smoothly. It's not shown so well here if you've got different clips. I'm going to stick that there just so we can demonstrate it. From here, going back to the other clip, it's a nice fade between the two clips, and it just adds a nice little effect that isn't so jumpy. On the right hand side then we've got these main few settings, and there's a few sort of video settings here. This one's quite important. If you've got a machine that isn't quite so good performing, you can just drop down the playback resolution. So if you don't want to use too much CPU power whilst previewing it, you can just drop it down. Obviously the quality here reduces, but the export doesn't, so it's not a big problem. But if you've got a good machine, you can run it on max video. 3D view depends if you've got the 3D kit, but I won't be running through that. The split point, don't worry about that too much. It's kind of, this is when you get sort of more advanced editing, but to use the basic studio, you just need a few of these ones that I'm going to run through now. Speed we've covered, flux, and you can also reverse it as well. And should you want to increase it, you can up it to 150, 200, depending on the frame rate. Maybe need for the start and finish clips, however, you can use it on any really. If you want to add in a fade in time, so it's like a nice smooth entry, you can add that in. Same with the fade out on the last clip, you can put that up to 3 seconds. We'll just see that now. And it's just a nice ending to the video rather than an abrupt finish like that. I'm not quite sure why that didn't apply. There we go, like that. There we go, so that looks good. Audio controls, you can just reduce the audio volume should you have any music that is being overridden. You can click on the music and do exactly the same thing and bring that up. Fade in, fade out, similarly to this one here, just makes it less abrupt. White balance, if you filmed in GoPro's Pro Tune mode, you can get a good editing range with the white balance, and you can just sort of fiddle around with it, make it look good, but it just depends on the environment you're in really, and the weather, so you might want to stick it there because it's quite sunny evening, so that just brings out the colours quite nicely. Any tint as well, so you can really go to the extremes, but a fairly neutral colour, and you can just hit defaults there to take it back if you aren't happy with what you've got. These ones are quite important as well, again depending on your environment and sort of things you are. If you're on a bright scene, you might want to drop the exposure a little bit, contrast as well, and it makes the video look a lot more, not necessarily edited, but a lot better quality if you've sort of really fine-tuned these here. Obviously you can compare it to that one. We can go through from that one to that one. There's a real difference, and it does look good. Another thing you can do is sharpness. Obviously you don't want to go too much because it starts to look very, very grainy, but you can just drop that down to a point where it looks good, to a good resolution, and not too blurry. But should you want to make it look blurry, you can just drop that sharpness right down, perhaps for a slow motion moment or whatever you want really. Again, if you're not happy, click defaults and it will take it back and you can restart your editing. Should you only want a certain part of your video in the clip, you can zoom. Once you've zoomed, you can go left, you can go right, you can go up, and you can go down. Also, if you really want, you can hit defaults again and do some rotating. I haven't personally used it, but it's quite a nice addition should you want to. H zoom as well, you can kind of make it look wider. If you've removed the fisheye, that can combine fairly well. But yeah, it just looks a lot narrower, and it does condense it quite a lot. What's good actually, which you may have noticed just now, is that here on the timeline, the thumbnail of the video is reflected by what you've done to it, so it reflects quite well. And if you've applied any filters, if you've fiddled with the exposure, it does show that there, so you can tell. You don't have to click on it and watch every single video just to make sure that they're what you want. You can see there. I'm just going to reset that, although it does seem to be stuck. There we go. Cool. Oh, that was it, default. Oh, maybe not. I'm not quite sure what that is. Okay, not to worry. Going on, you can flip it horizontally, you can flick it vertically. Just depends. If you've recorded upside down, for example, in a car on the windscreen with the suction cup mount facing downwards, you can just flip it over and it's quite handy if you haven't managed to film it like that on the actual camera itself. Just enables you to make sure it's the right way up. And then we've got the basic filters on the left, sorry, on the right here. Again, if you're filming in Pro Tune, basically what this does, it alters these settings up here, sharpness and so on, just to really go with that mode you selected. Pro Tune is really good, and it does look good if you manage to get the white balance and the ISO sensitivity bang on. And you can, there's a few other sort of candy colour, day for night. Again, depending on the environment you're in, you can just fiddle around with that and find what looks best really. Some of them look quite cool. Something like that, it just gives the black sort of soft border. So that, again, if you want to reset the whole lot, you can do that, and it will take it back to exactly where it should be, like that. That pretty much covers editing, except titles, which you can add here. You can put in some text, add it there. You can either have it there in front of a clip, so it's just a dark background or whatever background you select, or you can add it on top of a clip. So I might want to put some text in here, so racing downhill for example, and then you can edit the font. Oops. And you get a good selection, and unlike some programs, it does actually show you the font rather than just saying what it's called. It actually gives you a demonstration. So again, you don't have to click on every single one to see what it looks like. So you might want to go for that one. Fiddle around with the size and the positioning, stroke, and you get some actually pretty advanced editing techniques which anyone can use. You don't necessarily have to know what they all mean. You can just put it to how you like it, and you can sort of decide whether you go add some fade out, fade in, like that. And it looks really good actually. It does go well. Fade out, and you can add some sort of presets there, and it gives you the background as well. Going back to the templates, if you're using them, I'm going to quickly show you what it looks like, how to do it. I don't want to save that. Like I said, all you need to do is drag and drop, and it will replace that video you've got. So obviously I only inserted one clip then, but if you get a series of them, it goes really nicely, and we'll see that it is time with your music really nicely. Like that. So you can insert it, like I say, and flick through it, and it does produce a really good video that does look professional as well. If you don't like that, you can select another one, or you can select a blank plate, create, click no or yes if you do want to save it, and then you can restart. I'm just going to very quickly go back to where we put it with a speed drop. So what was it, 15% with flux. Oh yeah, going back to the plus and minus, sorry, going back to the fader, you can choose the time for which it does begin to fade between one clip and the next. So if I wanted to fade early, you can see it fading in really slowly. If I don't want it to be too long, you can drop that right back, and it will be a fast fade in between the two clips. That pretty much covers what you can do within the edit itself. Once you're happy with the video you've got, hit export, and here you can have a selection of export settings. The flux speed change that we're using, need to make sure you click enable there, and as I say, it does increase export time hugely. If you've got a good CPU and you export videos a lot, you should be okay, but you will notice a difference still regardless. File format, and you've got a couple of preset settings here, so depending on where you upload, for example I might use YouTube, it gives you a good bitrate setting, basically what YouTube prefers, mobile device and so on, 720, 4K, take a long time, or you can customize it so you can choose your bitrate and so on. Obviously with a increased bitrate you'll have a larger video file. You may have seen on my YouTube channel the other day, from when this is made, if you're watching this in a year's time, it wasn't the other day, I uploaded a video with a 185,000 kilobits per second bitrate. That's quite high, and that took a long time to export, and it was only 11 seconds long. So yeah, it does increase the video file, but if you use the presets, you're pretty safe, and it will keep it nice and well, as small as possible. So I'm going to go with YouTube, 8 megabytes per second, 60 FPS, 1080p, and an MP4 export. Video file of 61 megabytes isn't too bad for a minute video, pretty average I suppose. I'm just going to drop in that title just to show it in the exported video. As I say, YouTube, and we're good to go. So hit export. It's gone up to 72 megas now, but it's not too bad. Drop it onto desktop, and I'm going to call it Racing Downhill. Click save, and it will begin to export. It's just going to apply the flux, and it's on 2-3% already, so it shouldn't be too bad. And I will show you the video when it's finished exporting. The video is done. I did actually remove the flux because it was taking so long to export, but nevertheless I can show you the video anyway. I'm going to take the video sound off and just show you the video. So we've got the first clip here running into the second, which I believe is the title. There we go. It's quite a long one. I'll skip through that. There's the slow motion. Obviously it is still jumpy. As I said, I did remove the flux, but if you've got enough time to leave it exporting, you can do that. This version without Flux exported in about a minute, and then with it took 20 minutes, and it was not even halfway, so you can see how much time it takes, but it's definitely worth it if you've got the time. Come into the bottom here and skip to the end, and obviously we've got the fade out that we added that didn't export for some reason. I think I didn't clip it enough, possibly. Let me quickly check on the studio. I think it was still there. Oh no, we did remove it because I set it to default, so yeah. Well, that is the video. I hope it's helped. If you've got any questions about the operating the GoPro Studio itself, please don't hesitate to ask, drop it in the comments, my Facebook page or Twitter as well. And I'd be happy to help you at pretty much any time. Just, as I say, just drop it there and I will reply as soon as I can. But I hope it's helped, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.